Good morning. It is 7:30. I just woke up and I think I'm gonna stay here. I don't know yet for sure. Honestly, my feet and legs need a little more time to heal and rest, but I'd be fine to hike, really. But I'm a little scared of this weather situation, to be quite honest. I've been reading a good bit about, right now it's a little breezy, but it's not real bad. It's not supposed to start till afternoon, and it's like sustained winds in the 30s and gusts up in the 50s from noon to tonight, till like 8 p.m., till dark. And apparently where I'm at along I-10 is notorious for dust storms. And I've talked to a couple people, like locals here at the motel, and they've said, oh yeah, it's really bad. So I don't know, but I know a lot of other hikers were going out. So I don't know. I don't really know. Probably what's right for me is just to let this, one of my toes particularly is like kind of bloodshot looking and scabbing over. I mean, it's probably best to just take the zero. I guess the only reason not to zero is probably ego driven, really, just because I did really good miles to get here in 3.5 days. The other reason is there's just nothing in this town to do. I'm walking to McDonald's right now. It's just like 0.1 or 0.2 from the motel. So I've not booked the tonight yet, but I'm leaning that direction. The other kind of variable here is today, or whenever I leave here, it climbs up to over 6,500 feet. And I couldn't find any like mountain weather reports because there's not like a certain mountain name or something up there. So I don't know if that makes it better or worse. I do know that after today, the forecast is lovely, and I don't know. At the beginning of a journey like this, I think it's good to be kind to yourself and set yourself up for success, but I don't know. I'm just kind of in a bad place this morning with not sure what to do. Well, I got my coffee at McDonald's and I went over to the dollar store and got some seltzer waters for the room. I was really struggling with the decision on what to do, and I don't know, I guess it's ego driven, but I was feeling like I've done so well to do 84 miles in basically 75 hours, three days in a morning, which is probably why I'm having some feet issues that I haven't had really before. But I've talked to several people in town that also said on the other trails they've had no blister issues and their feet are kind of wrecked. But anyway, I guess it's mostly an ego thing of why I didn't want to stay in town. Like even zeroing today, I'm still on the same pace that I thought I was going to be when I started. There's really no reason not to. But I'm ready to go. Like all my chores are done. Like I feel like it's hard to just sit in a town there's nothing to do here. So I'm going to be in this bed with rested my feet all day. So the good thing is when I was coming back in my room, the guy that was room next to me yesterday, I thought they had all left as well. And I saw Guillermo walk by my window. So I went out there, I'm like, Guillermo, you guys leaving today? He's like, oh man, no. It was very reassuring because I guess I was just comparing myself to the group that I'd been around. And I assumed they all left. I texted the one guy, Mr. Sunshine, he hasn't responded. The others were going to get up and leave really early. That was their plan last night. So I guess they probably just did. But Guillermo said, yeah, the little bubble he had been around kind of split. Some of them decided to go, and he said it was a tough decision. So him and a couple of guys, he said, I didn't want it to be like groupthink where everybody was just go. He said, but I don't know what to do with this weather situation. So he said, it's so hard because right now it's beautiful outside. And I guess that's what I'm struggling with, or what's struggling with too. Right now the weather's beautiful. And it's hard to know, like, is it really going to be that bad? I don't know. I'm sure this is super boring content, but it's been a rough morning trying to figure out like what is the right thing to do. Obviously you can't zero every time the weather's not good.
although people do that on the AT, I think. But I'm sure there's gonna be lots of storms and all that in Colorado that I'll have to deal with. But I'm rambling because I'm still trying to convince myself. Like, I'm telling you all, but I'm trying to convince myself that I made the right decision. I don't know, maybe I didn't. Maybe it's gonna be beautiful all day. This wind will never come, who knows? It is what it is, and I guess for now, I'm just gonna be in this bed all day. I do wanna talk a little bit about some gear, because I didn't make a gear video. You know I don't like talking about gear, but you all like to hear about gear. So I'm gonna go through a couple items that I've changed and just show you guys a few of the new gear items for this trail. For the most part, all my gear is the exact same stuff as I've used on prior trails, or for sure the Arizona trail last year. Some of the stuff I've used every trail I've ever done. For instance, my Enlightened Equipment 10-degree quilt, I've had that since the AT. I've done a lot of miles with that. So I'm just gonna go over a few of the different stuff that I have for this trail. One, I know people always like to ask about mid layers. I tried to get a new Senchi because the one I've used in the past had some holes and stuff in it, and Senchi just wasn't available. Everything's sold out. So I picked this up at Mountain Crossings. It's basically a Senchi, but it's a Sam Bob is the brand. And I had the 60 weight Senchi. This is a 90 weight, so it's a little bit warmer, a little bit cozier. Here's the label. Sam Bob. There's that. I have a Nemo pillow. I don't think I used this on the Arizona trail. Maybe I bought it after the AZT. I've used it on a few other trips. It's a little bulkier and heavier, but it is so much better than those Sea to Summit blow up ones. It is blow up, but it has a washable soft cloth around it. The big thing that I was questioning my life decisions on, I had planned to start this trail with my Thermarest, the same one I used on the AZT. And I had a hole in it, if you remember. I fixed it with shoe goo at the Grand Canyon South Rim, and I thought, well, this was a last minute change. I thought, well, I probably shouldn't start the CDT with a repaired air pad. So I wanted to get a new one. And then the REI member rewards came out, so I had a good bit there. I got the Nemo Tensor. It's a 5.4 R value, and my air pump, the battery pump that I had, doesn't fit this one. So I'm just using the pump sack that came with it. So that saves a little bit of ounces, and this weighs 14.1 ounces, so it's like an ounce and a half heavier than the Thermarest. I had never slept on this before the first night on this trail, and I was thinking, man, that's dumb. Why did you never try it out? However, it's super comfortable. So far, I like it. So that's there. I have new trekking poles. I've always used the REI Traverse poles. I was kind of needing a new pair, and one of you reached out and said, asked if you could help me with anything. And I went to go get the new REI Traverse poles, and they had improved them, which in the outdoor industry, that means when there's something everybody likes, they improve them. Means they can make them, more of them, cheaper, and it makes them not as good. So I did not like the new improved version. And I happened to find these Lucky trekking poles that were actually a little bit cheaper than the REI Traverse, like just a couple bucks cheaper. And they have the real cork handles and all. I really like these things. Somebody that's always used REI poles, these just have a good quality feel to them. And they're kind of cool colors. They're like a bluish color. So thank you very much, Randy. I'm really enjoying the new poles. Another thing that I have different is my battery banks. I have always used just the old Anchor banks, and I knew I wanted to carry at least two 10,000s for this whole trail. A lot of times I only carried one of the Anchors. So I did get the new Flex Tail. They're super light and they're small. So there's two of these 10Ks. Two 10Ks weigh less than the 120K. They charge faster and whatnot. So far, I've tried these a little bit when I was on the Appalachian Trail a month ago, and they worked just fine. Through the first section of this trail, so it's 4 days. A couple of those days, I did something I would normally never do, but it's just nobody around anywhere. I play music on my phone out loud, like low, but it was not going through headphones, so that usually uses more battery. And I did that for a few hours, plus I did all the videoing, editing on trail, and my 110K power bank still had enough juice to charge my phone probably at least another time. So I'm pretty confident that these two will last me, leaving town with everything charged. I think I can get by with probably 8 or 10 days with these two. So that's perfect. So far, I'm liking all the new choices. I think that's pretty much all the new stuff. I will show you later. Just stay tuned. We'll see if it's going to get super windy and bad, or if I'm going to question my decision. Either way, it is what it is. I'm going to be in this bed. Hopefully there's some good movies on today, because it's just now 9 a.m. and I'm bored out of my mind. It is 12:30. It's windy, but I mean, it's not like dusty or sandstorms or any of that. So far the weather's not too bad. I mean, it's just supposed to have started around now, so I don't know if it'll get worse or not, but either way, I'm just starting to accept my decision, and my feet are feeling a lot better. That burritos I had last night for dinner were so good. I'm coming back over here to this place to get some lunch.
In addition to the red flag warning and the high wind warning that had already been in effect, they added a dust storm advisory for this afternoon.
Visibility is getting really low over that way. There's a dust cloud coming at us. You can see right here how hazy that is. It is 6:30 and I'm between wind gusts, so I'm going to talk fast. There's not much to eat in this town, just the Mexican place I had for lunch, McDonald's. Going to McDonald's right now to get a salad for dinner, and then I'm going to go to bed. Try to go to bed early, get up early, and get going. I'll tell you more about all that tomorrow, but new intel on the water sources out of town are that they're dry. There's a possibility of water at 23 miles. First reliable water is 28 miles in. So, who knows? That's a tomorrow issue. So we'll be up bright and early, carrying a lot of water out of town. So have a good night, and I'll see you in the morning.